Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Chicago PD's fall finale death was tragic but necessary, and here's why. Chicago PD went out with a bang for its fall finale. The season 12 episode Penance saw the resolution of a Dante Torres arc that established in season 11 and was left curiously open-ended. It was nice to see the arc come back into play, even if the results were tragic and potentially damaging to the IU in the long term. Torres Benjamin Levy Aguilar put his life and his career on the line when he struck up a romance with informant Gloria Perez, Yara Martinez. It was a situation that the young officer narrowly got away with in season 11, but when Perez returned for the fall finale, it was clear that he would not get lucky twice. We will obviously be delving into spoilers for Penance for the rest of the post. Yes, there was a major death in the Chicago PD fall finale, and yes, it was Gloria Perez. The character went from being a more nuanced and complicated presence in Torres' life to a one-dimensional drug lord who put his life and the life of his colleague, Tiana Cook, Taya Taylor, in danger. It was definitely a flattening of the material, and one that proved unfortunate given that the Perez arc gave Torres some of his most interesting dramatic material in season 11. There wasn't many places left to go when Perez went full villain, and so Chicago PD made the wise decision of killing her off in dramatic fashion. There was never a world in which the character was going to be able to live while Torres kept his job as a police officer. She had too much dirt on him, and their emotional connection fell apart so much that it was difficult to believe she wouldn't sell him out. Perez even made a point of getting in one last dig against Torres before she died. Perez's death was tragic, not because she was a beloved character, but because her arc seemingly crushed a part of Torres' spirit that was still untainted by corruption. Torres was effectively insulted by every other member of the IU for his involvement with Gloria Perez, and rightfully so, but it does feel as though fans will be getting a more seasoned and more cynical version of the young cop. He's the rookie no more. We're ultimately glad that the character was given his rite of passage, and hope that he gets to assume a more prominent role in the show as it moves forward. The fall finale of Chicago PD left fans reeling with a tragic death that has sparked intense debate among its loyal audience. While the loss of a beloved character is always painful, it's essential to examine the broader implications of this narrative choice. Here's why this heart-wrenching event, as devastating as it was, might just be the catalyst the show needed to propel its storylines into uncharted emotional and thematic territories. The emotional impact, a reminder of the stakes. One of the hallmarks of Chicago PD has always been its ability to depict the grittiness and unpredictability of life on the force. The death in the fall finale served as a stark reminder of the high stakes these characters face daily. While the show often explores the emotional toll of police work, this loss brought a visceral authenticity that resonated deeply. Viewers weren't just watching a fictional tragedy, they were experiencing a gut-wrenching reminder of the sacrifices real-life officers make. The fallen character wasn't just a member of the team, they were a linchpin in the intricate web of personal and professional relationships that make Chicago PD so compelling. Their absence leaves a void that cannot be easily filled, forcing other characters to confront their own vulnerabilities and re-examine their priorities. In many ways, this tragedy humanized the show even further, ensuring that viewers feel the loss as acutely as the characters do. Character growth through grief. Grief has always been a powerful driver of character development, and Chicago PD is no stranger to exploring how its characters cope with loss. This death, however, strikes differently. It wasn't a peripheral figure or a one-off guest star, it was someone integral to the fabric of the precinct. The fallout from this tragedy will undoubtedly ripple through the storylines, challenging the team in ways they've never been tested before. For Sergeant Hank Voight, this loss could become a turning point. Known for his unorthodox and sometimes morally ambiguous methods, Voight has always walked a fine line between justice and vengeance. Losing someone so close to him might force him to confront his own decisions and their consequences. Will this push him further down the path of ruthlessness, or will it spark a long overdue reckoning with his past actions? Similarly, other team members such as Haley Upton and Adam Ruzek will be forced to navigate their own emotional responses. Upton, who has grappled with her share of trauma, may find herself spiraling into guilt or self-blame, while Ruzek's often hot-headed nature could lead to a quest for revenge that puts him at odds with his colleagues. These conflicts will add layers of complexity to their characters, allowing for rich, nuanced storytelling in the episodes to come. A catalyst for team dynamics. The dynamics within intelligence have always been a cornerstone of Chicago PD. The death in the fall finale has the potential to shake up these relationships in profound ways. The team has faced countless challenges, but this loss is deeply personal, and it will test their ability to function as a cohesive unit. Trust and loyalty, already recurring themes in the show, will take center stage as the team navigates their grief. Some members might question whether they could have done more to prevent the tragedy, leading to tensions and conflicts that expose cracks in their relationships. Others might double down on their commitment to each other, finding solace in their shared pain. Either way, the team's dynamic will evolve, ensuring that the show remains as emotionally resonant as ever, raising the stakes for future storylines. A pivotal death can often serve as a narrative reset, raising the stakes and paving the way for new storylines. In the case of Chicago PD, this tragedy sets the stage for an exploration of themes that the show has only scratched the surface of. Justice, morality, and the psychological toll of police work will all come to the forefront as the characters grapple with their loss. Additionally, the death could introduce external conflicts that add a fresh layer of tension. If the character's demise was the result of foul play, it might spark a season-long arc centered on uncovering the truth and bringing those responsible to justice. This would not only honor the memory of the fallen but also provide a gripping, high-stakes storyline that keeps viewers on the edge of their seats. Realism and authenticity. One of the reasons Chicago PD resonates with its audience is its commitment to realism. The fall finale death, while devastating, underscores the harsh realities of law enforcement. It's a sobering reminder that despite their heroism, police officers are not invincible. By confronting this truth head-on, the show continues to distinguish itself from more sanitized portrayals of crime and justice. This commitment to authenticity extends beyond the characters' emotional responses. The procedural elements of the show, investigations, interrogations, and courtroom drama, will take on new urgency in the wake of this loss. The team's determination to honor their fallen colleague will infuse their work with a renewed sense of purpose, making the procedural aspects of the show even more compelling. Connecting with the audience. While the death in the fall finale was undoubtedly a gut punch for fans, it also served as a reminder of why they care so deeply about these characters. Chicago PD has always excelled at building emotional connections between its characters and its audience. By taking bold narrative risks, the show ensures that these connections remain strong, even in the face of tragedy. Moreover, this event creates opportunities for fans to engage with the show in new ways. Theories about how the death will impact the team, discussions about the moral dilemmas it raises, and speculation about future storylines will keep viewers invested during the hiatus. In many ways, the finale's emotional resonance ensures that Chicago PD remains a topic of conversation long after the credits roll. A risk that pays off. Killing off a beloved character is always a gamble, but in the case of Chicago PD, it feels like a calculated risk that will ultimately pay off. By embracing the tragedy, the show has reaffirmed its commitment to telling honest, emotionally rich stories that reflect the complexities of its characters and their world. While the loss is painful, it's also a necessary step toward ensuring that the show continues to evolve and remain relevant. As fans mourn the fallen character, they can take solace in the knowledge that their legacy will live on through the team's determination to carry on. The fall finale death was more than just a plot twist. It was a turning point that will shape the future of Chicago PD in profound and meaningful ways. And in the end, that's what great storytelling is all about.